is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello, I'm Gamichi Samandida, your host for the news this hour. Stay tuned. We'll start with Guinea. Guinea has launched Demanda, a new digital mining cadastre management platform, marking a significant step toward modernizing and enhancing transparency in its mining sector. The platform was officially inaugurated at a ceremony presided over by Djibiba Diakite, Chief of Staff to the President and Chairman of the Simundu Strategic Committee. Developed under the leadership of the Ministry of Mines and Geology, Demanda digitizes the mining cadastre to improve administrative efficiency, traceability, and attractiveness to investors. Named Mine Query in the Malinke language, Demanda symbolizes cultural heritage and aligns with President Mamadi Doumbouya's vision of good governance, digitalization, and economic sovereignty. It supports the Simandu 2040 Sustainable Development Program and major projects like the integrated Simandu Iron Ore Initiative. Minister of Mines and Geology Bona Sila emphasized that Demanda breaks with the past opaque practices and corruption risks. Key features include fully digital application submission and tracking, secure authorizations, and interactive real-time cadastral maps. Tunisia has shattered its all-time tourism record, attracting more than 11 million visitors in 2025, Tourism Minister Sefiona Tekai announced. The minister hailed the milestone as a genuine recovery for the industry achieved despite ongoing global and regional challenges. Tekai credited the surge to a strategic focus on balancing high visitor numbers with premium quality experiences, steering away from low-cost mass tourism. Tunisia's beaches, ancient ruins like the Carthage and Mediterranean charm continue to draw international travelers. The country is leveraging digital innovation to boost its appeal. A new AI-driven campaign optimizes personalized itineraries and enhances the visitors' experiences, while online promotions have garnered millions of views, attracting major global hospitality brands. Looking ahead, Tunisia is preparing to host the title of Arab Tourism Capital in 2027, with Takai seized as a launchpad toward global leadership in tourism. The minister described the sector as at a pivotal stage and outlined priorities including digital transparency in governance, adopting world-class hospitality standards, and using technology to make travel more accessible. This record-breaking year highlights Tunisia's successful surge as a premier destination blending history, culture, and natural beauty. India, which is a leader in digital public infrastructure, wants to be a part of Ethiopia's successful journey to realizing the country's Digital Ethiopia 2030 strategy, Ambassador Anil Kumar Rai said. The Indian ambassador stated that he believes Digital Ethiopia 2030 will create a strong base for changing the country. Ambassador Rai added that India will work with Ethiopia on practical outcomes like loans for citizens, direct support for farmers, social security services, accurate tracking of residency, and matching skills for development.
Through India's digital public infrastructure, we may able to advance through the cooperation with the Ethiopian government how these people's competencies should be leveraged into nation building by giving them loan, by direct transfer of subsidies and the other welfare schemes, plus making a correct account and also assessment that how the population is doing. So the Digital Ethiopia 2030 is going to lay one of the most ambitious and powerful infrastructure, that is the digital infrastructure, and it is going to transform this country, and we want to be part to this journey, very successful journey of Ethiopia.
This initiative, according to the ambassador, positions Ethiopia as Africa's digital front-runner, boosting productivity, governance, and resilience. Referring to the recent released strategy, he noted that the Digital Ethiopia 2030 plan aims to give almost everyone in Ethiopia access to 5G internet. The forward-thinking plan focuses on making 5G internet and fiber optic broadband available to everyone, helping to connect cities and rural areas while also supporting the FIDA Digital Identity Project. The ambassador pointed out that having a digital identity with FIDA and getting 5G internet will allow all citizens of Ethiopia to join the banking system. By bridging everyone into banking with fiber IDs and fast networks, Ethiopians can access loans, savings, and investment options, helping to build a modern market economy where individual talents drive national growth. Niger has begun implementing retaliatory measures against the United States this week, imposing a comprehensive ban on issuing visas to U.S. citizens, the Niger news agency ANP reported on Thursday. The move follows a decision by the United States to place Niger on a list of countries whose citizens are no longer eligible for entry visas. Niger has completely and permanently halted the issuance of visas to all U.S. citizens and has indefinitely barred U.S. nationals from entering its territory, the ANP reported, citing a Nigerian diplomatic source. According to the source, the decision is based on principle of reciprocity, reflects a diplomatic stance aimed at safeguarding national sovereignty, and signals an evolution in enemy's foreign policy. U.S. President Donald Trump signed a proclamation on December 16, expanding the list of countries subject to full or partial entry restrictions to around 40 countries, with the measures set to take effect on January 1, 2026. Niger is among the countries facing full restrictions on the entry of its nationals. Morocco has solidified its position as one of Africa's most creditworthy nations, bolstered by an upgraded treasury solvency rating and positive country risk assessments. These developments underscore the kingdom's growing financial credibility on international markets, reflecting improved perception among global investors and economic operators. The enhanced rating stems from Morocco's political and institutional stability, policy continuity, predictable public policies, and a sound macroeconomic framework. Authorities have successfully maintained budgetary and financial balances while strengthening foreign exchange reserves and controlling public debt. A favorable business environment and a stronger corporate payment capacity have further reduced the risk premium on transactions involving Morocco, easing access to financing and boosting attractiveness for foreign investors. Within the Maghreb, Morocco stands out prominently and compared to several larger African economies with higher risk profiles, it enjoys a competitive edge in attracting foreign direct investment and long-term industrial projects. Mining companies in Zimbabwe could soon lose their operating licenses if they fail to comply with environmental laws under sweeping reform set to be introduced in a new government policy aimed at enforcing sustainable practices. Mines and Mining Development Minister Winston Chitando told the privately owned Newsday on Tuesday that the forthcoming Responsible Mining Initiative Part 2 will impose binding penalties, including the the revocation of mining titles for firms that neglect and rehabilitation or flout environmental regulations. This new phase will address head-on with issues relating to environmental damage, which will include loss of mining title, Chitando said. The initiative marks one of Zimbabwe's most aggressive policy shifts in decades, reflecting mounting public anger over environmental destruction linked to the mining sector. Mining generates more than 60% of the country's export earnings, driven by gold, platinum and lithium, but has left behind polluted rivers, deforested landscapes and abandoned pits across provinces such as Manikland, Midlands and Mashonaland West. Communities near mining zones have long complained of toxic waste, unsafe operations and lack of accountability, while civil society groups accuse authorities of ignoring court rulings and shielding politically connected operators. Finally, sports news. The Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations 2025 kicked off in Morocco with an exciting opening round of 12 matches, producing 29 goals, 2.4 per game average, and showcasing attracting flair along solid defending. 6 teams secured clean sheets: Morocco, Senegal, Algeria, DR Congo, Ivory Coast and Cameroon, underlining the importance of defensive solidity. Group A hosts Morocco controlled a 2-0 win over Comoros, pressed for their spirited display. Mali and Zambia drew 1-1, with Zambia's late equalizer splitting points in a competitive clash. Group B, South Africa edged Angola with a late goal for a vital win. Egypt staged a comeback victory over Zimbabwe, inspired by Mohamed Salah and Omar Marmoush. Group C, Nigeria ground out a 1-0 win via Ademia Lukman's strike. Tunisia impressed with a 3-1 goal victory over Uganda, Mohamed Elias Achori scoring twice. Group D, Senegal dominated with a 3-0 win, Nicholas Jackson netting a brace, DR Congo and a disciplined 1-0 victory. Group E, Algeria thrashed Sudan 3-0, Riyad Mahrez with a brace. Burkina Faso mounted a stunning late comeback for a 2-1 win over Equatorial Guinea. Group F, defending champions Ivory Coast win 1-0 thanks to Ahmad Diallo's goal. Cameroon secured a 1-0 victory over Gabon. Standout performance, braces from Mahrez, Jackson and Achori, key contributions from Salah, Marouche and goalkeepers like Ronwen Williams. After the first matches, AFCON 2025 looks finely balanced. Favourites asserted dominance, but underdogs showed resilience, promising shock ahead. Quality wins games, character will crown the champion. Now to weather forecast for the region. That's all for this hour. Thank you for tuning. Goodbye.